Today we're at MarineMax St. Petersburg, and I got Chase, and he's a professional here, and I want you to hear from the horse's mouth of what the importance of flushing engines are, and why does somebody need to flush their engines at the end of the day?
Great question. Easy answer. If you're living in a saltwater environment or using a boat in a saltwater environment, pretty much essential that you flush your engine. You're gonna flush out all the salt water that's running through there cooling throughout the day, especially in heats like Florida where you have really hot, stagnant salt water. You don't want that sitting in your block when you're done with the use of the boat. Flush it all out.
How long should you flush them?
Typically, most manufacturers are going to go with a 15-minute flush per engine. I know it's pretty much standard 15 minutes on Mercury's.
So some customers are like, well, I don't need to do that. Well, what happens if they don't flush them?
Great question. Again, easy answer. The one thing that's not ever covered under warranty and any manufacturer is corrosion. So anything you can do as a customer or a boat owner to prevent corrosion on your engine goes a long way with longevity of the boat's life and the engine's life.
So what happens if they don't flush them? What's a telltale sign that you're having problems because you haven't flushed your engine?
Telltale signs would probably be any blockage that you have in your coolant pressure as far as the water flow that's going through the engine running through the impeller.
Does it overheat?
It will overheat if it gets blocked up enough. In short, corrosion can cause materials to just eat away on the metal. Yep, so that's a lot of things we look at, both as a dealer and then Mercury as a manufacturer when they're looking to cover any warranty items. If anything indicates that it's caused due to corrosion, it's not going to be covered, and that's going to be at fault of the customer.
So how does the Flushmaster system make this routine maintenance task very easy?
So when you look at the 15-minute cycle you got to do per engine, if you can eliminate any time off of that, I mean, that's the best thing you can do. And so the Flushmaster Quick Connect fitting pretty much removes the headache of twisting a cap off and threading on a hose each time, because you can use the female fittings on the hose, keep them on there at your dock. When you get back, it's a quick removal of the cap and a pop onto the hose, and you're
Super
straight
simple.
to flushing for your 15-minute cycles.
So I have had some customers ask, well, I have water coming out of the end of the cap. Why is that?
So there's pretty much a check valve along the plumbing, mainly on the larger Mercury horsepower. It's allowing water to flow through the flush cap one way, but it's not letting your raw water to flow back the other way through the cap. And so what that's indicating is that you have a failed check valve. If you ever see water dripping out of that hole while you're just running your engine normally, again, indication that you have a failed check valve. That normally fails or gets clogged due to not flushing the engine. So again, the more and more you flush, the less parts are going to fail, the better for you as a customer.
And one of the other questions we've gotten is, when I installed the Mercury or the Flushport Quick Connect by Seamule, I noticed it dripping, but I didn't notice it dripping out of my OEM plug. One of the things that I've noticed on this plug is it's got a concave surface to it. So what happens when the water comes out of this one?
So again, you can just look at the holes here. When the water is weeping out of here, it's going to fall along the curve of the cap, which a lot of times when you just got back from running your engine, you're going to see water there and you're going to think that's normal. Mm-hmm. Or it's just a little bit of residue that shot up from when you're running. With the extension that the Quick Connect fitting gives you, you have that hole a little bit further out, and so it kind of gives you more of a visual of that water leaking out.
So if somebody does have that issue with water coming out of the cab, what do you recommend?
Contacting your dealer. A lot of times if that check valve fails the wrong way and you connect your flushing hose, you're not going to get water to the block. So that'll be a good telltale if you don't have any water coming out of the exhaust at the lower unit or out the
P hole.
The P hole, pretty much.
Well, man, I certainly appreciate your time today and answer those simple questions.
No problem.